from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
A proposed apartment complex has neighbors in one community upset and worried that the development might do to their privacy and property values. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for watching us tonight. Subdivisions and apartment buildings usually don't end up next to each other.
But Valley News Team's Cornelius Hawker shows us that could happen to some people in our area who say they bought their homes because they were in a prime location full of single-family homes.
We chose where we live was the tranquility and just the being separated from a lot of the other community, I guess, if you can think of it that way.
Paul Dolan and many of his neighbors don't want a proposed apartment complex that would house at least 88 people to become a reality right behind their homes. This aerial map shows it would sit right behind the cul-de-sac Dolan lives on. When
we purchased the lot, we didn't envision having really anything but a backyard neighbor someday, not a walking path with people coming through from an apartment complex and whatnot.
Richard Lewis, who lives across the street from the proposed apartment complex site and the Wilds, says he's been worried about this all along.
When I went to the planning commission meeting when they were starting the Wilds, I asked them about it. And at that time they told me that the most that would go in straight directly across the street from us would be high-end condos, which would be owned by the people.
But with the new developer, that could soon no longer be the case.
I'm not real high on having a bunch of rental units close. It's going to lower your property values and that sort of thing. So a few years later, here we are, and that's what they're talking about putting in is a bunch of rental units. So
what happens to resale values? How complicated is it going to be to get out of our investment and get money back on it that we had hoped to someday have?
I spoke with the woman who lives out here on this expansive property that could soon be apartment buildings. She tells me that she had no choice but to sell because her husband recently died and she could no longer afford to live out here. Reporting from West Fargo, Cornelius Hawker, Valley News Live.
The city of West Fargo will be deciding on zoning changes, which will ultimately determine if this apartment complex can be built. This story came to us through our whistleblower hotline. If something's just not right in your community, give us a call and we'll do our best to get to the bottom of it. Call 237-6576 and leave your tip. A member of our investigative team will get on the case and go to work to expose the truth.
The Fargo Park District took a step it hopes will make you safer. The park board voting last night to hire a safety coordinator, which is the first of its kind in the state. This person, as the title indicates, will coordinate safety at the more than 100 facilities under the Park District. Fargo police regularly patrol the Fargo parks because there are issues. Most park patrons we talked with today say they do regularly see the police and don't feel threatened.
I've never felt threatened or worried about the kids being here, or never had an issue at any of the parks I've been to.
The Park District hopes to have the one-person position filled by next spring.
Beltrami and Clearwater counties are asking for state aid for wind damage. The Department of Public Safety and Homeland Security will visit both counties over the next 2 days to assess wind storm damages that happened in July. 2 tribal governments have also joined the counties to request funding through the State Disaster Assistance Program. Local emergency managers reported more than $289,000 worth of damages in Beltrami County on the Leech Lake Reservation and an additional $289,000 in Clearwater County and on the White Earth Reservation.
Early morning frost gave way to a decent day. Here's hoping that we don't drop back down overnight. Let's find out from Hutch what we can expect this evening.
We certainly warmed up about 10 degrees over yesterday's highs, and with the light winds and blue skies behind me, things felt pretty nice. We're still in the upper 60s for Fargo, 71 Aberdeen, and nobody really hot at this point, but certainly a much more seasonable and comfortable day. That's going to continue this evening. We'll stay dry, but we do have some showers and thunderstorms in the Rocky Mountain West that will be heading in our general direction, making for a bumpy and wet close to the work week. So the planner shows that we should get out and enjoy those 60s through the mid-evening hours. Light winds, clear skies, and quiet conditions. Coming up in a minute, we'll talk a little bit about those thunderstorms in the forecast. Some may be severe. Details on where in a few moments.
All right, thanks, Hutch. And remember, you can stay up to date on the weather conditions where you are, anytime, on your smartphone or tablet. Just download the Storm Team weather app to get the very latest weather conditions and even follow the radar live. Search VNL Weather in the App Store.
A North Dakota man is recovering from injuries after he rear-ended a semi with his pickup. The North Dakota Highway Patrol says a semi driver had stopped for oncoming traffic at highways 81 and 15 when he was hit from behind by a pickup driven by 25-year-old Stephen Pettibone of Peasic. Pettibone was hurt and his vehicle was badly damaged. The semi driver was not injured. A Crookston man who pleaded guilty to being nude while threatening to kill and rape children at a bus stop is in trouble again. Eric Olson was out of jail awaiting sentencing on that case when he was arrested again this week for possession of meth. Also arrested with Olson in the same car during a traffic stop was Elaine Sundquist of Crookston. She also faces a charge of possessing meth, which is a felony. Both of them have a long criminal history, including drug charges.
A 24-year-old Grand Forks man has been charged with robbing a movie theater. Police say Musa Bawazar was trying to take money out of the cash register at the Carmike Cinema. He was charged with robbery by strong-armed tactics. An employee says that Bawazar was caught trying to open the register. That's when police were called and arrested him.
There were 8 more arrests today as the protests continue surrounding the Dakota Access Pipeline. 3 people locked themselves to construction equipment near New Salem. They and others were charged with criminal trespassing. North Dakota U.S. Senators Heidi Heitkamp and John Hoeven say they have safety concerns for protesters and the pipeline workers. With no end in sight, they're urging the Army Corps of Engineers to find a solution.
The ball is not in Congress's court. It's not in the state's court. It's not in the pipeline or the tribe's court. The ball is in the Corps of Engineers court to tell us what it is that needs to be done for them to be satisfied that the concerns of the tribe have been addressed.
The court is typically how we resolve disputes, and so we need to get this settled and figure out how we can get the parties working together, follow the law, get a solution, and move forward.
As of today, 69 individuals have been arrested for illegal protest activities.
Dozens of students from Sisseton High School showed up to a school board meeting last night, begging members to keep Native American imagery in their homecoming celebration.
Despite the show of support, the school board decided to remove all Native American images and depictions from homecoming ceremonies this year and in the future. Reporter Pascal Mondesir has the story.
The students on the homecoming committee wanted to keep the imagery because it's a long-running tradition that they look forward to each year. But those on the school board say it's time to start being sensitive to the Native American culture. It's a debate the school has had for years. Is using Native American imagery appropriate?
There's been a strong community support to keep it the way it is because it is a beautiful ceremony.
But after running out of time to plan the specifics of the ceremony, they made a last-minute decision to remove the images altogether, leaving the student committee just a few days to plan something new.
The students are disappointed that they were given this information in such a short amount of time. It is a tight timeline for them to put something together that's meaningful and that they can appreciate and be honored at as seniors.
The superintendent says the school board was proud of the students for stepping up, but their decision honored the greater good. Some feel that the homecoming ceremony can be seen as cultural appropriation rather than showing respect.
We're not just talking about the Sisseton Wampanoag, we're talking about the Dakota Nation, and the same thing with other cultures, whether it be Hispanic, African American.
Now the superintendent wishes to put this debate behind him and focus on academics moving forward.
The homecoming ceremony will be held next week, and the students plan to use Greek mythology as their theme instead.
Before we move forward, we want to make sure to remind you to tune in tonight to watch Christine Stanwood and Robert Hahn on the new Valley News Live at 9 on Fargo CW.
Here's a look at some of the programming this evening on the CW. It starts off with magicians Penn and Teller with their Fool Us show at 7, followed by 2 episodes of Whose Line Is It Anyway, starting at 8. And then it's Valley News Live at 9 on Fargo CW, followed by Seinfeld at 9:30. If you have questions about where to find the CW, we have posted information on our website, valleynewslive.com.
If your son or daughter likes hunting, stick around. Later on Valley News Live at 6, details on North Dakota's upcoming youth hunting season.
And temperatures soaring through the 60s today felt quite nice, but we have some heavy rain and strong thunderstorms in the forecast. Details, hour by hour style, are next.
You're watching Valley News Live on TV, online, and on the go. Always on, wherever you are, whenever you need to know. Valley News Live.